back into the clubhouse here on the Anthony Gargano Show. I am not Cuz. Look, we got Andrew in the little drop box down
in the
there.
box, man.
Welcome into the clubhouse. This portion of the show is brought to you by Rite Aid. The Rite Aid, your neighborhood pharmacy. Visit your local Rite Aid today. Stock up on all your allergy relief or catch up on immunizations for RSV, shingles, and more. Walk in or schedule an appointment today at riteaid.com. We had a little bit of breaking news, and VG and I go way back here on the Howie Roseman. I am staunchly a Team Howiesman.
Yes.
For a long time.
I am a known critic who used to harass him on his talk show with Anthony.
Yes, I did want to fire him a couple years ago, but we're back.
Yes.
We're really back.
Yeah.
All right, but
I'm okay with him.
Yeah. So a signing just happened in the NFL, and I'm going to loop it back to Howie because that's what we do here in hashtag Howie season. The Miami Dolphins and wide receiver Jalen Waddle reached agreement today on a 3-year, $84.75 million contract extension that includes $76 million guaranteed.
Big money.
That is big money, big guarantee there. Nico Collins for the Houston Texans just recently agreed to a 3-year contract worth $72 million. Devontae Smith's deal, 3 years and $75 million with only $51 million guaranteed. So let's take a look at this. 24 or $25 million less in guaranteed money than the Jalen Waddle deal. Devontae Smith and Nico Collins got paid pretty much similar-ish. I mean, when you're talking about $2 million difference in the NFL, that's a fart in the wind. And A.J. Brown, of course, signed his 3-year, $96 million extension. So you're telling me you got the same money as Nico Collins. Devontae Smith is a much better receiver.
For sure.
And Jalen Waddle and him are comparable. I'd probably give a slight edge to Waddle.
He's got injuries at Waddle.
Devontae, I would take Devontae if I was the GM, but if I was
Over
just
Waddle?
Because of injuries.
Wow.
I would too.
But when you're talking just straight talent, Waddle's probably a little bit better. But regardless, you got him for $25 less million guaranteed
Great
dollars.
move. I mean, he knew it. I mean, I don't know if it's a great move by Devontae being one of the first ones to sign. You got to wait to see if this happens. But yeah, I don't know how he forces them. How he forces them to sign.
It's the culture they have. People like playing for the Eagles. It's not a dysfunctional franchise. They have dysfunctional moments. But Howie did it again.
Ant likes to call him Howie Potter. I like
Howie Wizard.
Howie Wizard.
Yeah, he is.
Someone in the chat back in the day said, "This is how we do it."
Which is a great one.
I love the memes online with I forget who does it, but Howie with the long hair. And like, they're just so good.
Speaking of wizarding, right? So, like, obviously, how
You a Wizardsman, Bo?
He's a big wizard guy over here.
So, like, how he locked up one of the best wide receiver duos to like solid contracts. But when you look at a bigger picture, right? So, Miami just signed Jalen to this $84 million contract. Back in 2022, they did sign Tyreek Hill to one of the most expensive contracts for a wide receiver. So how he's continuing to do the wizard thing.
Yeah, being ahead of the curve on these market signings. And you look, Patrick Mahomes is going to be pissed about his deal in about 2 weeks ago. But the Jalen Hurts deal, like, again, when you look at it now and Dak Prescott on the doorstep of maybe signing an extension, maybe not. Amari Cooper is going to get paid, or not Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid down there. So Dallas is up against the financial ropes
Dallas
here.
is screwed.
Oh, they're so screwed. It's great.
They have like 3 disgruntled stars.
But Howie's never behind the financial curve. He's always ahead of it.
Yeah.
He's always getting good market deals on what he does. So
I'll never take that away from Howie. He's good at that. He excels. He's the best at it. Probably.
Money moves, man. Yeah. Money moves.
Yeah, absolutely. And JP, we're gonna go back in the day.
Well, yesterday we were looking at Ryan Howard, and that was an East-West All-Star.
Yes, we're going to talk about that at length if this is not your back in the day.
Well, no, that's not my back in the day, but it's a Ryan Howard back in the day moment. So on this day, 2009, I'm wondering if
do you know that Big Piece is probably my second favorite Philly ever?
I can believe that.
Mike Schmidt kind of like made me love baseball. Ryan Howard was my favorite of that group.
Okay.
So you're speaking right to my heartstrings.
All right. I'm wondering if you remember this one. So 2009, they played against the Washington Nationals. In the bottom of the third, they were down 3-2. Here comes Ryan Howard up to bat. hits a grand slam that went into the third deck, something that even Schwarber struggles with. And the Phillies wound up beating the Washington Nationals 9-6. I wish we could show the clip here, but third deck home runs are not easy, CBP, despite being a hitter's ballpark. And that is your Rite Aid back in the day moment.
Man, Ryan Howard hit one, like he hit bombs. There was one that cleared the ivy in center field. I'll never forget. There used to be an ATM there. I think it was a Citizens Bank Park ATM.
Someone get doinked?
They
withdrawing
did
money?
it, luckily, but it landed next to the ATM, which is basically that back row of vendors. It was like unbelievable. That guy hit absolute piss missiles. So always good to remember a Ryan Howard blast.
Definitely watched that home like 3 times before coming on.
Did you ever make the vet in your young boy?
Dude,
did you
I
ever?
wish I did.
Do you remember the Willie Stargell seat?
Yeah.
Up in right field,
Yeah.
upper deck,
It's ridiculous.
and they marked it.
Yeah.
It's kind of something cool at Major League Baseball. I wish they would do more of it. I know Fenway has like the fake red seat that Ted Williams hit one too.
yeah?
Oh yeah, it's like right past the foul pole, like upper level. And some of the players that have played in Fenway are like, there's no way he hit it there. There's just no way. Because like David Ortiz is like, I've hit moonshots in here and haven't even come close to it. So like, it's kind of like a little bit of folklore that he might have hit it up there. But it's always a cool
when
thing.
they mark the seat or the area.
Like as a kid, I used to go up to the Willie Stargell seat and just be like, this is cool.
Yeah, this is far.
Yeah. And then you look down at home plate and you're like, oh.
Yeah, this is really far.
So speaking of Ryan Howard, that not back in the day, but just yesterday. This was a really cool thing yesterday, and we're about to talk about the Negro League stats that are now integrated into Major League Baseballs. But they did an East-West game, a throwback game with a lot of the African American former players, like the Upton brothers were there, Curtis Granderson, Ryan Howard, and they played a 5-inning game. And so at the bottom of the 5th, Ryan Howard stepping up to plate. I think he was on the East team, and he kind of looks at the dugout like, "This is it, right? Like this is the ball game, just 5 innings." And they're all like, "Yeah, if you hit one out, we're gonna storm the field." And he steps up to the bat and he hits one out and he wins. And they're in the old timey jerseys, and it was really cool. And he ends up winning the Bob Feller Player of the Game award. So the big piece shining yesterday. Still got it.
It's awesome.
Big piece, man.
How good would he be in a softball league?
Oh my God. If
dude.
Walter Thurman can go out there and take over a league, then the big piece would absolutely dominate a beer league softball league.
Crush it.
Yeah, so that was really cool to see. And the other thing that was cool to see yesterday in baseball is officially, as of yesterday, the Negro League stats were added to the Major League Baseball stats.
Love that.
A little bit of me feels like they're whitewashing what happened, like kind of like Men in Black trying to be like, hey, we weren't problematic. You were, and it's part of the history. Nonetheless, a cool effort, maybe a little bit too late. But now in terms of some of the leaders, Josh Gibson, who is a guy, some people think like if you combined all the leagues, he might have hit 900 home runs.
Right.
Like this guy might have been one of the greatest hitters baseball has ever seen.
Pennsylvania, too, Pittsburgh area, I think.
Oh, is he from
so.
outside
He's a
Pittsburgh?
Yinzer.
Yeah, I think
a
so.
little Yinzer. So he puts fries on his sandwiches. Real weird. So Josh Gibson is now the all-time leader in career batting average at 372.
Okay.
Slugging percentage at 718. An OPS of 1.177. He's now the single-season leader for average at 466 in 1943. Slugging percentage of 974 in 1937, and an OPS of 1.474 in 1937. You can say what you want about the talent level of the leagues, but the Negro Leagues might have had better pitching than Major League Baseball at the time. It's a difficult thing to just accept it as like this is the same. So like part of me is a little conflicted there, but I think it's a cool effort to honor these players
And
overall.
I've seen people complaining about it, but
Yeah.
I mean, these guys would have been in the major leagues.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
if we
I
weren't
mean,
for our
and there's a-
problematic history.
And like some of the guys in the Negro League wouldn't be in the Major League, but some of the guys in Major League Baseball at the time wouldn't be in Major League Baseball if they merged the talent. So I have no issues with merging. And counting
very cool.
stats.
Some other guys that came up. Oscar Charleston is now a career leader in average. He comes in 3rd, just behind Ty Cobb. OBP comes in 6th, slugging the 7th, OPS 5th. So a lot of guys are getting recognition they deserve. Buck Leonard is now 8th all time with a 345
Good
batting
name,
average.
Buck Leonard.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a good
very
name.
good name, Buck Leonard. Yeah. Charlie Chino Smith. Like, that's a good name.
I love that.
So it was very cool to see yesterday by Major League Baseball to happen and going forward. So very cool stuff in the analogs. I'll be hopping on Baseball Reference today and kind of just looking at it
Through the
all.
stats.
Yeah, a little bit.
Seeing
I
what's
love
changed up.
a deep stat dive. That's always fun. So a lot going on. Obviously, we talked about the Phillies earlier. The Sixers I did want to touch on, and a little bit of love there to Howie Roseman. Sixers, and we'll get to your Nugs in a moment. Sixers. It's starting to feel, and I think I'm starting to hate it, that Jimmy Butler is going to be the most realistic option.
Yep.
Now, this could be Pat Riley just trying to drum up the market for him, but it comes out yesterday that the Sixers would be willing to pay him the extension money he's looking for, and that the ownership group feels as though they wronged him 5 years ago. I can't believe that was 5 years ago.
I know.
already.
Is that crazy?
And
I hate remorse moves. I hate
that's
them.
where I'm coming
Never
from.
works, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
never
years ago,
works,
Jimmy
dude.
was the move over Tobias Harris.
Yep.
But like, all right. So with that
5
point,
years later, he's got a lot of wear on those tires.
was it the Tobias contract, or was it Jimmy not liking Ben and
so
Brett
the
combination?
real situation was they chose Ben over Jimmy.
That's what I
That's
figured.
Ben
Yeah,
and Brett.
definitely.
I don't think
Jimmy
I don't
knew
think
all
Brett
along.
wanted to coach Jimmy.
And I can't roast them for that because at the time, Ben Simmons was 24 years old, all NBA defender, going out there and putting up triple doubles and looking like if he ever shot the ball, he was going to take the league by storm. I get why they made that decision. You didn't have to pay Tobias Harris. And when Jimmy left the court, the famous, you chose Tobias Harris over me.
I know.
Okay, Jimmy and Ben didn't gel.
Right.
I don't figure it out. Like, you're professionals. You know what I mean?
We figured out Ben is not really a professional.
It's a fair point. But his summer hype videos are out. He's working out in the gym, guys.
with
So this is
5'7" trainers to shoot over.
This is
Looking
the summer of
great.
Dude,
Ben.
and that Jimmy leaving as well, and the Sixers picking Ben over Jimmy may have blown up Ben's head a little bit as well, because then that's where after you start figuring out a little bit more about Ben's DNA as a basketball player. So
Too much
that might have been a
pressure
big
on him.
moment. Or just think about it. Jimmy was a big part of that season, right? I mean, obviously, if
Sure.
triple doink doesn't happen, who knows what happens, right?
He had some big shots in that
Right.
series. Yeah.
And so, for Ben, him looking at the situation, if he's seeing that they're picking him over Jimmy, that's got to blow up his head a little bit more. Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal for me. Jimmy is a killer in the playoffs, which they need that desperately.
But he's old and got injuries.
But you see I think this is Bleacher saying what a trade could look like, which is a 16th pick this year, 2 more first rounders. And if Jimmy was a free agent, I'm all in.
I'm with you.
I like signing a LeBron and having the assets to trade for a Markkanen or
That's
someone
why
else.
I'm more okay with Paul George, and I know the discourse on Paul George is taken off to kind of a wacky
You don't have to
level.
I mean,
assets,
he's not
though.
exciting. He doesn't make
Yeah.
it move.
But
Paul
you don't have
George.
to give anything up.
Right. That's
And
the key.
I don't. It does. In talking with Devon on Tuesday, he's like, yeah, they're probably not drafting 16. They're probably going to be giving that up. So it does. When you see a Dallas Mavericks add a Lively, who I think went 12th
Dude.
last year, you're
Love
16th in the
Lively.
draft this year. You can get a guy who's young and energetic that can help you out right away. You just got to make the right pick, which is a hard thing to do. But I'm kind of with you. Trading in all your youthful assets for these 34 and 35-year-olds, it's
So it comes
Doesn't
down
work
to
anymore.
are you gonna Jimmy's the move then, and that's it, or you sign a Paul George and you still have assets to make another move. So you add
I'd
2
rather do
quality
that.
players,
My-
and I'm down with that.
my top 2 options on the board are Paul George and LeBron James.
For sure.
Yeah.
LeBron won, Paul.
This discourse that we don't want LeBron James here. Are you people out of your minds?
I think I like LeBron because he signs for 2 years, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Paul George is gonna look for a 4-year deal.
You have minimal years. The
Yeah.
guy has more rings than our entire organization.
Yeah.
You put him with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. That's the greatest
Oh,
Sixers
yeah.
team I've ever seen in my lifetime.
With
Definitely.
assets to make a move,
And then
add.
you get the people that. And look, LeBron, the GM, doesn't always make the right moves, but you're going to have people ring chasing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And if LeBron says, "Hey, just on the down low, take Bronny and I'm in,"
Yeah.
you do it. You absolutely do
Totally
it. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Sixers. In other Sixers related news, before we get to VG's Nugs here, It seems like JJ Redick is absolutely going to be the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's gonna be interesting.
Which
man.
pretty wild.
That seems like LeBron stays then. No, they have a
Well,
podcast
they're
together.
doing the
Yeah.
smug
It's
podcast
gonna be so
together,
funny.
Yeah.
where they fart in wine glasses and take a big whiff of it. those two are so smug.
I mean, who
Speaking of
doesn't
San
do
Francisco,
I like my own brand. But it does seem like JJ is going to be the head coach of the Lakers.
Yes.
People in the NBA circles are saying he could be the next Pat Riley. It'll be interesting to see. JJ's kind of wearing thin on me. No offense. If you want to come on, JJ, you can come on. But it's a lot of JJ recently. I don't dislike him,
It is a lot of JJ.
but I'm kind of like worn down by him a little
and
bit.
I think he's okay as an analyst.
he's solid.
Yeah, I'm always suspect on people who have never coached just getting an NBA gig coaching.
Yeah.
I know. It's hit or miss.
It's a
man.
lot of egos to manage, and just because he's cool with a couple of players doesn't mean you have the skills to do that.
Yeah, it
I mean, we've
seems
seen
like
that
a
happen in
strange
like
hire.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, Jason Kidd and Steve Nash
Yeah.
and like all
The
these guys.
disaster.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Steve Nash. Well, I don't know how much of that I can put on Steve Nash as much as the GM and ownership of going, hey, let's get 3 of the craziest guys in the league
Right.
and put them together.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Maybe get Redick like a 3-month psychology certificate over
Yeah.
the summer before he steps into it.
But there was some report last night that he's already started contacting possible assistant coaches. So it looks like JJ Redick's going to coach the Lakers. And that's an element of weird I look forward to watching.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it because I think it makes them worse. So I'm cool
The Lakers
with that.
are kind of a beautiful disaster. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to VG's Nugs.
I have a life question. Part of the Nugs maybe will be this life question. It's flop season. You're the biggest flop guy I know.
Me and Jason Kelsey.
Yes.
Oh, I meant to ask Bill, if your wife pulls the Kylie Kelsey move, you're extremely turned on, right?
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go, girl. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to get you home later. All right.
She's like 6 foot.
Yeah, man.
Kylie is boss.
Yeah.
That was hot.
Flop season. Saw this happen at a pub this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Guy
God.
sitting with his flops on, legs crossed, digging at his toes.
Oh.
At the bar.
You have a picture of this?
No, I do not.
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
I know
give
this
me that
pub?
one.
You know the pub. Man, you can't be hanging out, shaking hands with bros and stuff after
Yeah.
you've been digging at your toe cheese and stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, as somebody that wears flops probably 80 to 85% of the year, I've been guilty of it
You have?
subconsciously. Like I've gone to pick at it and then been like,
Yeah.
"Oh God,
Some restraint.
yeah, like this is gross. Nobody wants to
I'm
see
in
this."
public. I'm in
Nobody
public.
wants to see
Yeah,
it.
no-
No one
no
wants to
toe
touch
stuff in
your
public.
hand.
You
You're
know-
touching the glasses. I don't even know if the disinfectant they put the glass in is strong enough for toe fungus and
Yeah,
toe
that's-
jam.
It's a fair point.
Speaking of the pub, I can't believe there was actual bowls of nuts at the bar back in the day.
I'm
Maybe
still,
like
I'm still
2000.
diving into that
I
bowl.
love
No,
it.
Oh, yeah.
Not diving in that bowl.
Pretzels, peanuts.
Dude, yeah.
After touching a toe cheese
Well, I mean, I'm
and
not-
going to the bathroom and not
I
washing
wash
your
my
hands.
hands like a maniac, and I
But not
use
everyone
Burrell.
does that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It is
in, I'm
gross.
A little extra
But-
flavor.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of it.
I'm in on
Good for the
that.
immune system. It builds you up. You know.
All right, let's talk a little potty talk since we're kind of like already in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
By the way, quick shout out to our John in here. The open window aspect in the dump room.
I
Love it.
Everyone's getting
I mean, I've never had an open window in the
411
bathroom
of our
outside of my
bathroom.
home ever.
Dude,
Great
I
setup
used it
in
for the
there.
first time this week, and I went home and told the peg, and I was like, they got this window. There's something about taking a dump with this
fresh
this
breeze
view
in
and the
you.
breeze.
Yeah, sunshine
Yeah,
coming
We
in.
got wet wipes in there too, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 5-star, man.
Yeah.
5-star
There's a
experience.
TV in there, bidet.
Yeah, it's great.
And like I've seen like celebrities have like outdoor toilets.
totally get it.
Totally get it.
If
Because
I
of
was
that
loaded, I would have an outdoor shower and toilet
Yes.
set up.
Dude,
Like,
the outdoor
absolutely.
shower is elite.
it's the best.
Yeah.
My buddy's putting. I never understood about outdoor showers why it had to be just a shore thing.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Like, why is it shameful to have one? Like, if you're in the Northeast Philly, like, why not have an outdoor
Yeah,
shower?
Well, I
know
mean,
your
they're not
neighbors
made
are-
for like full on showers. They're made to
quick
rinse
rinses.
sand
Yeah,
off
Yeah,
you.
but like you only need as a male like 3 minutes in a shower.
I agree with you, man.
Like, I want to put one in my backyard. My buddy in
it.
Connecticut just did it.
You should do it.
Yeah,
I kind of
Your
want.
buddy
to.
in Connecticut put an outdoor shower.
Yeah, he just did a.
He does full on showers.
Yeah.
like nut nude showers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
contain it a little bit so the neighbors aren't seeing your schwanz. And,
Do a beer in there while you're doing it, dude.
Yeah,
Outdoor
that's
beer
weird.
shower
Shower
is
beer.
banging.
Yeah, I'm all about. I support anybody that wants to get an outdoor shower.
You were
out there.
talking about Memorial Day weekend, like the whole summer, where it's like hot during the day, and then you wear the hoodie when it gets chilly at night. Well, there's nothing better. Like at the afternoon, you're in the beach all day, and you get that outdoor shower, wash off all that salt water. That's the best.
Yeah, but you still got your skivvies on, right? No. Nude.
So back to the bathroom talk. I once was skeeved by porta potties. I used to bird's nest public toilets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then I had a buddy, and he was just like, "Dude, just grip it and rip it. Like, what's the worst that can happen?"
You put your glute flesh on a public, like a porta potty.
Well, you have to inspect it first.
A porta potty?
No, porta potty I never want to dump unless it's an emergency.
But a public toilet?
You have to inspect this. You have to inspect
Let
the
me
seat.
move over here, dude.
No, you got to inspect the seat. Like,
what are you going to inspect for? You got
Pee.
microscopic eyes?
Pee.
See bacteria? Yeah. No way, man. Whoa.
I dropped the bird's nest later.
Yeah, I'm a bird's nest guy.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
triple
get it.
bird's nest.
I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I like.
Yeah.
It's just my buddy.
You put a bird's nest down. You right on the bowl, right on the seat, right on the seat.
No, I'm not sitting on the seat.
I try not to
seat.
play away games, but
Toilet
like,
paper.
Like a public bathroom?
Right here. You sit on the seat.
Nah.
oh, you guys
Yeah.
are bird's nesting in here?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
that's
don't know you
fine.
maniacs. I don't know what you
In
maniacs
here,
are
you
up
grip
to.
it and
This
rip
is
it.
fine.
Yeah, we're family, man.
Yeah,
It's a
come on, man.
PHLY family. We can all sit bare ass on the same
Ah,
seat.
man, I don't know how. I mean, how often is it clean? Yeah. Whoa. You guys are
all right,
awful
we just went
friendly.
off the rails there.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
BG,
Clubhouse.
what other nugs you got for
Hey,
us?
Todd Zalecki popped in yesterday with a pretty unique room in his house.
I meant to ask John to text him if that was individual cards or like
yes,
some kind
or
of
like wallpaper. But
I think they're individual cards.
that is a painstaking thing. His walls are covered from. There's not an inch there.
Ceiling to floor.
There's not a centimeter not covered.
They look because
So wait, are you out on this?
Some of them look slightly off, so it looks like it's something he did himself.
I mean, I love it. It's something I would have
just not
loved to
doing
do
it.
at like 12 in my house, but my parents would never let me. He has to have the most understanding partner if he has a significant other. I don't know anyone who would let them do that to a room.
Well,
This to
I mean,
me
if the
feels
man
like a
cave-
basement or
Yeah.
office. Like this is
Free
his
room.
studio.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
dig it, but wow.
Yeah.
I was just blown away by it.
I have my office where my fiance is like, do whatever you want.
Yeah?
So the way it worked in my house when we moved in was she said, your stuff can go downstairs into the kids' playroom / bar, laundry area, Peloton room, all that.
Mhm.
I get the rest of the house. And I was like, deal.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Deal. Like you can have it. So
Absolutely.
she decorated the part of the house that
Yeah.
everybody sees, and I got to put all the sports stuff down in the basement, which is totally fine
Yeah,
with me.
That is awesome.
Shout out for the Federal Donut T-shirt.
Yeah, I
too
was
we
going to
had
say
on.
the
Yeah, it's
Federal
nice.
Donuts. Yeah.
We saw. Go ahead.
Our social media guy, Chris Reza, could do the same thing because he has like collection of cards.
Oh yeah, him and Vince are card nuts, and I just found out one of my other buddies is like a card nut. Cards are back in a huge way.
Yeah. Tops,
so
baby.
very cool.
Sober. How about Pat Burrell shoving people yesterday? Sober Pat, a little aggressive.
I didn't see him. He threw a shove.
He was the one. He riled it up. Everyone was just talking, and Pat Burrell shoved someone and started getting heat.
Oh.
So I thought back. I don't like sober Pat Burrell. He's aggressive. I remember back in the days when he would drink some beers and
Cello Mill dude.
a better one. Yeah, he would be
Mellow
a
chill.
Irish time. No.
Oh yeah.
I had like Gimp Pat drinking a beer.
Yeah,
around
this was
the pool.
the Brian Wilson Gimp days,
Yeah.
which I do have to give them credit. If you remember the Chris Rose interview on Fox.
No. Oh wait, is that the one where he was just walking in the background dressed like the Gimp?
Yes. So Brian Wilson is doing like a laptop hit with Chris Rose on Fox in what looked like a Roger Dorn sunroom.
Yeah.
And he's doing the interview, and all of a sudden around the corner walks Pat Burrell in the Gimp outfit, which you see right there. And Brian Wilson and him clearly staged the bit. So Brian Wilson's trying not to know, like he knows what's going on behind him.
Yeah.
And Burrell just walks through in a Gimp outfit and passes by, and Chris Rose's head is like broken. Like, what the hell was that? And Brian
My
Wilson's like,
mind's
what?
blown right
Did they call him the machine or something?
Yeah, the Burrow was the machine. Half man, half machine. Sometime Gimp. Yeah, that's not cool, Pat. You can't shove your old team out there. Gregory Soto, though, came out fists ablazing. He was ready to throw down.
Oh, Gregory.
Pro Football Focus listed their most talented teams. I saw this on NBC Sportsnet Philly.
Okay.
And I'm curious when you take a look at it, if there's anything that jumps out at you of the top 10. I think it was the top 10 teams. They got the 49ers 1, Chiefs 2,
Most
Eagles 3,
talented according to PFF.
Jets 4, Ravens 5, Lions 6, Texans 7, Bengals 8, Cowboys 9th, Bills 10.
What jumps out at me, is that the question?
Yeah.
Number 4.
Yeah.
The Jets are pretty talented though.
4 over.
I mean,
oh my
Aaron
God.
Rodgers, elevates you. You have a really good young
And
defense.
you're like, no Packers?
Yeah, I'm putting Packers.
I think
on this
the
list.
Bills surprises me a little bit that
They've
they're up that
lost-
high.
they've
They've lost
lost
everybody.
Yeah.
You'd have the Jets over the Packers in that?
I don't know. if
For
I'd have
most
the
talented
I would have
teams?
the
It's just
Packers
talent.
in the top 10.
Like it's kind of a
10.
deceiving question. Like talented, how do you evaluate
True,
talent?
true.
You know what I mean? So I think they left themselves some wiggle room there.
Yeah.
I
interesting.
agree with the Eagles' position in it, though.
Yeah.
I think third seems about right.
Yeah,
I'd-
right, for sure. But Jets
Yeah,
right
I'd probably
after
have the
that.
Chiefs 1 with Mahomes just as that most
Yeah.
talented. You can't
Yeah,
overcome
Brock
that talent.
Purdy.
Yeah.
But the rest of the Niners team is pretty loaded. Look, those top 8 teams will stop with the Cowboys and Bills and leave them out of it. Those top 8 teams are pretty loaded rosters.
Probably put Jets at 8.
Yeah, I can't. At 4 Jets,
like
when
the
you
Jets
have
are
them
good.
in
They
have
between
Aaron
Eagles and
Rodgers.
Ravens,
Like
like,
they
coming
have
off an
Rodgers
big
playing
injury.
like
but like that's it.
I know he's a wackadoo these
He's
days.
like 30, 35 now?
No, I think
Older
he's
than that.
41.
Oh my God.
He's-
yeah,
he's
and
north of
coming
40.
off of
I
the
thought he
Achilles.
was like 39.
Yeah,
40.
I put them. I would put them at like
I just thought they were a
9,
little overrated talent wise.
10.
An interesting
He's
list.
40. Will be 41 in December. And yeah, and Jets Twitter, I guess, freaked out yesterday because the
saw
Jets
it.
were having OTAs and he was doing a couple running drills and like curling and throwing,
Yeah.
and then he had to pull off to the sideline.
Yeah, I
and
saw
then
that.
A trainer came
Yep.
over and checked out his foot, so everybody in Jets Nation was panicking. I sympathize with Jets fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who's won. They're diehards. They know their franchise sucks. They know they're probably never going to see a Super Bowl. Like they were where the Eagles were, you know, 7-8 years
The
ago.
best part was 22 or 21. We went up to MetLife, and I went up with some buddies, and I'm looking over. Their Super Bowl banner got updated. Like it's been that long that they have like the modern logo on Super Bowl 3. It's that bad up there.
Yeah. The good fans, they're down
Yeah.
bad. So
Respect
yeah,
for
and they're
Jets
not
fans.
obnoxious like Giants fans.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Fireman Ed sucks though.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah, you can't retire and unretire. What the
Yeah,
heck is
come
that?
on, dude. Stop being a glory hog. Go away. What else you got for us?
Oh, you covered the Dominican Academy. I have pulled up a picture of
Chooch?
Well, it's the
Yeah.
group of them.
Yeah,
it's a group
Wani.
photo. And Chooch is looking fashionable, man. He always looks solid.
Juan's jacket. I don't know if he has the jacket in this picture.
No,
but
he's got it off.
he strolled in with a sport coat on that was dazzling.
They're a sharp looking bunch.
Yeah.
Middleton came in and
Yeah.
showing, I'm a neck guy. I'm
He
obsessed
loves
with it. He's got the neck showing.
He loves the short sleeve
Yes.
button up.
Yes, he
Loves it.
does.
And-
With
and-
the big, is it a black like leather watch? Like
I don't even know.
And I liked his choice of, he's a full break pant guy at the bottom. You know, where they touch the shoe, but then there's also the overhang.
Yeah.
It's a little old school.
It is.
He
old
might
school.
have to like
show off those ankles, Johnny.
yeah, up with the break a little bit on them pants.
So funny.
But yeah, Bobby Abreu looks huge compared. Look at little Chooch on the left compared to Bobby Abreu
Yeah, he
on the
does.
right.
Yeah, Bobby. You know,
A
one of the.
big
We
boy.
talked about Ryan Howard, one of the more underrated, Phillies ever.
Sure.
What else you got for us?
Babylon B, you can always respect for some good content. They found Angel Hernandez doing a new job already. He's out of retirement with a new gig.
I think I saw this.
He's a Boeing inspector.
It's terrifying.
That's so scary. We shouldn't joke about Boeing because they might come and kill us.
Right.
Dude, what is up with them? It's just like not talked about. They've killed like what, 2 or 3 people now?
Yeah.
just straight up.
And they
killed
have
them.
like an issue a month. There was
Yeah.
just another one like last week.
I now am at the point where, because I'm going to Chicago over July 4th for
Yeah.
the Philly series, I like check to see what
Yeah.
is it an Airbus?
See if
Please
it's
give me an Airbus.
Please be Airbus.
And Boeing, I like you. I respect you. Don't come after me and my family.
Yeah. The Olympics are coming up, and there's a big thing going
What's
on
this
in
protest?
figure
They're-
skating.
Oh, because France is doing some protests along the Rhine River.
Oh, I haven't
They're putting
seen.
toilets out.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some kind of protest going on. I don't know if that was a
Interesting.
Photoshop.
Along the Rhine in Germany?
Or not the Rhine, the sea. Yeah. But they're putting toilets
That's
along
a
the
long-
riverbanks.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. The French know how to protest, though.
So we got the U.S. Olympic pairs figure skating coach Delilah Sappenfield banned for life for misconduct.
What,
Emotionally and physically
Abuse?
abusive. and she had underage kids staying at her house without reporting it, which is like a major no.
It feels to me like the Olympics are like dirty.
Yeah,
Like there's so much cheating and illegal stuff happening.
not in America. And then U.S. squads.
Maybe not U.S., but like the Russians are doping their
all the
asses.
time. Russians are doing it all the time.
The Chinese with these gymnasts, they get them at like 6 weeks old and like start training them. Like I don't know, the Olympics are more and more like kind of grimy. And I'm a big summer over winter guy.
Oh, really? I'm winter over summer.
Equal. Yeah, well, good. I'm in the middle. I'm equal. Balance you guys out.
Like the hockey,
you
the
might want
bobsled,
to,
baby.
You might want to short the U.S. Olympic figure skating. Team.
That's good. That's good value right there.
Here's for good value. Our gambling degenerates. There's a casino list of the most profitable games for casinos for the month of April. What do you think the least profitable is?
Isn't sports?
No. These are actual casino games.
Oh, like the games themselves.
Yes.
Well, I know like slots is the most profitable, and then blackjack is second.
Right. So I was surprised that blackjack is the second most profitable because everyone I know thinks they're the best at blackjack and win constantly.
I don't play blackjack because the house is too good.
Yeah. So blackjack, they pulled in $110 million. That's second only to penny slots at $216 mil. Sports is their second least profitable.
Yeah. Okay.
Craps.
Right behind craps.
Craps is the edge. That's where the odds are the best. So if you want to have the best odds, gambling is craps and then sports betting.
I never really understood craps that well, but it's fun as hell to play when you're with somebody that does know what they're doing.
And the table's going hot.
And the tables, because everybody's kind of communal against the house, and it's a lot of fun. I'm personally a roulette man. I love roulette.
Do you like roulette?
I love roulette.
Yeah? What's your thing? Like
I play the outsides. Occasionally I'll play a number if I feel it in my loins.
But do you have a set group of numbers you like?
No. Once, right before me and Addie got married, we were doing a cousin's dinner in AC. And after the dinner, people were, gambling a little bit. And I was like, we weren't really going to gamble that night. And I was like, all right, let's just take one shot. Our wedding's in like 3 weeks. So we put 20 or 25 down on 27, which was our wedding date. Mm-hmm. It won.
Oh,
there you go. And Addie let out a casino shriek. Like people probably thought we won, $2 million. Like she was so pumped. But it was the only thing we bet that whole night, and we ended up cashing. What is that? 33 to 1 inside.
36 to 1.
36 to 1.
Yeah, that's a nice win.
Yeah. So occasionally I'll play a number, but usually I stick to columns, rows, odds, evens, red, black type of stuff.
All right, we got one final one. We had Jimmy Garecki in here last week. We talked a little bit about Love Park and the meaning of it. Sweden, this town Malmo in Sweden.
Malmo.
Yeah, Malmo is recreating Love Park.
That's awesome.
And they have the blueprint from Edmund Bacon to do it exact.
That's awesome.
And they have ledges, granite slates, trash cans, and light posts from Philly's Love Park that they've salvaged and brought over.
That's pretty cool.
And they had a bunch of Philly skateboarders go over to be the first people to skate on it and open it up.
This is an homage to skating. Like that's the catalyst of it,
Yeah.
right?
Seems like it,
Okay.
Yeah, it was
That's
just
very
that they
cool.
just felt it was such a meaningful park for skateboarders.
That's
was
awesome.
recreated
Can't wait to
here
see
for
Jimmy
them.
skate over there.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out and you could do
Love
Philly?
it.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. So
Love
very
that
cool
game.
to see that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
what we got.
All right, those are some good
VG's
nugs.
We all silly like the mayor.